Hi there, on this Ash Wednesday. It's the beginning of Lent in the Christian calendar, and I thought it would be nice to do a little video blog for you. It's been a while since I've done one. I was thinking the other day about when I ask parents, or when I've heard someone else ask parents, what do you want for your children? Often an answer that comes up is, I want them to be happy. And while I think that is true, what most parents would think, there is a lot more to it than that. You see, I don't want my children to just be happy in jail or be happy stealing cars or be happy doing drugs. I want them to be happy being moral and ethical and Christian people, frankly. I imagine you want the same for your children. But how do we do that as parents? It's so difficult at times when we look at social media and we see the beautiful pictures of these, photographers that have taken these photos of families that just look like they are perfect families. And we see children, siblings that are together and smiling and laughing, and videos that are great. But what we must remember as parents and grandparents and whoever takes care of children, if you're watching this and don't happen to be a parent raising children at this point, is that that is a fantasy world. I post the pictures that I like of my children. If I take a picture of myself or of my children and somebody looks funny in it, I'm not going to keep it. And I bet you aren't either. We're going to post the pictures that are good and the videos that are good and the things that are happy, because that's what we want to show people. And while it's fun to look at those things and to see the wonderful creative things that moms do for lunches for 50 days that look so wonderful when I'm just cooking up corn dogs for my kids and things like that, what we must remember is there is so much more to real life than what's on social media. So we need to remember that it takes a village to raise a child. That's an African proverb. It became more popular several years ago, but it is very true. What village do we have? I don't know about you, but sometimes on social media, when I see my friends or people that I admire, or even just regular people, someone passes around pictures and it includes a child that has marker all over him, or the kid that's really dirty, or the Pinterest fails. Sometimes that's comforting to me to know that I'm not alone in my mom failure, or dad failure for that matter, for dads out there as well. Well, we're in this together. And the beautiful part of this is, if you're a Christian, you have a built-in family that can help you. Not just your local family. I know my parents live far away, and close friends of ours live far away, but we have a family of faith at our church. So what's missing in your life as far as that family of faith goes? Are you attending church with your kids? Because if you're not, that is a place to get help. What about those things when you're having discipline issues with your child, or you're having problems with your child, or you just don't know what to do? Your family of faith is there. I happen to be a children's minister now. I've done it at several churches, now at First Christian Church in Lawrence, and I'm privileged to do that. But you know what? Part of my job is to equip parents, to help them raise their children in faith, to help with, I happen to know about children and development and things like that because I've studied it. So I can help on those times when, is it normal for my child to stutter? Is it normal for my child to do this? What about when my kids are arguing? How can I get help with this? You may not know how to raise your children in faith more than taking them to church, and that's a great start, but there's so much more to it than that. The Bible calls us to be the ones that teach our children about what it means to love God, what it means to love our neighbor. And if we don't know it for ourselves, how in the world can we teach it to our children? If you take your children to church, you can learn better how to teach them about ethics, about morals, about social issues and things like that from a Christian worldview. So if you've missed out on that right now, if you're putting more priority on sports or sleeping in on Sundays or whatever it is, or you've just missed out, don't let the mom guilt hit you. Instead, reach out to a family of faith in your community. If you live near Lawrence, Kansas, come to First Christian Church if you don't have a church home. If you live somewhere else, I can recommend some churches, or you can just search it up on Google and find a place. But don't do this alone. We're in this together. We're raising our children together. Let's do this beginning today, the first day of Lent, as we prepare for the final days of Jesus. In the next 40 days, we'll think about that. And then, which will culminate with Resurrection Sunday, the reason we have hope as Christians for the resurrection of Jesus.